Oh my gosh. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Oh my gosh, look at that. That must be Mount Baker. What a spectacular area. Well, hello there, and welcome back to another Camping Matt adventure. Today I'm on my way from Ocean Shores, Washington, where I spent a little bit more time doing some clamming, razor clams, and now I decided I'd go up to Lake Quinault and do that loop hike right around the resort there and around the lake on my way home. So follow us along as we check out what's just around the corner here in the Pacific Northwest. What a spectacular morning. 32 degrees out there. Sun's not quite up yet, and I'm already having a great time. Here we are, the Quinault National Recreation Trail System, and we are here, just parked the Bronco, and I think we're gonna head down along Lake Quinault all the way around, come back up here. We'll see what this looks like, which way do we go, cross that little bridge through the Cedar Bog, Cascade Falls, and come on back. Wow, let's go check it out. Got the Bronco parked there. I think that's where we're gonna come out on the other side over there. That'll be cool. And it's cold. Quinault Loop Trail number 854. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Holy smokes. Generations of change, a time for reflection. The shores of Lake Quinault are rich with natural and cultural history, As you stand here, listen closely and imagine a long time past. Wow. They're certainly active this morning. Here we are at the historic Quinault, Lake Quinault Lodge. Wow. Pretty awesome. Now, I didn't stay here last night, but I heard it takes like a year in advance to get a room here. Pretty amazing. Oh my, he got a huge fish. I don't know if you saw that. I mean, huge. That must be like a foot long. Wow. That was amazing. What we got here? Feeling sluggish. Slugs. What has more teeth than a shark, has green blood, protects itself with slime, and is related to clams, squid, and octopus? The slug. Huh. I didn't know slugs had teeth. That's kind of funny. Yeah, they must have had quite a storm here, and all these logs and driftwood are everywhere. It's more of a climb than a hike in some places. Look at all that. That is just crazy. And every one of these logs are reaching out to try to make me fall down. Oh my gosh, look at that view. That, my friends, is spectacular. Wow. Look at this tree. That's just huge. I'm standing in the middle of a tree. Wow, it smells really good, like it's just been cut down recently. Huh. May very well have. Pretty cool. All right, back on the trail. Okay, we are here and we're going, I guess, along that. Oh, hopefully that's a bridge or something. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Wow. Boy, they have just... Yeah, this big old tree here fell. And a bunch of
trees down here. I wonder if that was part of the one I just walked in the middle of, but it doesn't look like it. There's a huge tree trunk from, or a couple, it's hard to tell. Ooh, feels like it's getting colder, darker, lonely. Whoop. Yeah, 36 degrees it dropped to, but I bet it gets colder than that. Wow, just look at the size of these trees that fell here. Massive. That's probably like a third. Maybe a half. Hard to tell. Wow. Came down, went across into the river. Or this creek here. Just awesome. Oh, looks like it fell on some railings or something. Oh, look at this beautiful bridge. Oh my gosh. That is spectacular. Look at all the moss growing on it. Oh, and it goes way back around there. Whoa. And right over a bridge. Look at that. Spectacular. All right, here we are right there. We just went past that little section right there and we're on our way up towards the Cedar Bog. It's about 1.5 miles away. We got a nice bridge coming. Let's go.
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be. And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else. To all those places on the wall, and none come close to this, I'm sure. You try to say the sunrise the same, but tell me, have you ever danced in the rain? And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else. Try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else. I'll never find, I'll never find.
Man, I tell you, this hike is better than I thought it was going to be. I would say the weather is better than I thought it was going to be. And the peacefulness, the lack of other people around has just made this hike a really fun opportunity to be here today. You know, I had spent the weekend with Chef Troy and his folks doing some more razor clamming. I think it's my third trip in the last month or two to ocean shores. And I just wanted to, on my way back, find something special that wasn't too far out of my way. I mean, there's a lot over here. I could have went up to Forks or others, and I just thought I would try this just to see what it's like, and man, am I glad I did. Now I'm gonna see about going and having breakfast in the resort there. I'm not sure. I gotta have to change my clothes. If it's a fancy place where you've got to, you know, look presentable, not like you just came off the nature trail here. I've got decent clothes that I can put on and see if I can go in, and I might even check to see how much a room would cost, how far in advance you've got to book it, because like I said earlier, I had heard that it's like a year waiting list to stay there. That'd be nice to take my favorite wife to come stay here and do this hike or several others that they've got around and stay the night there. Little romantic getaway. Oh, looks like we've made it. Looks like we made it to the end of the trail. There's the Bronco, and here we are. We are here. Went all the way down there along the Lake Quinault, up along here, all the way around, checked out the cedar bog, came down, all the way back down to right there, and here we are. What an awesome hike here at the Olympic National Forest, Quinault National Recreation Trail System. Love it. Well, that's a wrap. I had a spectacular time on my weekend here in Ocean Shores, Washington, and then my solo hike to Lake Quinault Trail, and checking out that historic lodge they got there. The trail itself was spectacular. There was a lot of logs and driftwood that had piled up on the trail, which made it a little difficult. I only fell down once. I did get quite a bit of clams this trip. In fact, I think I got more clams this time than I ever had. I got my limit twice in 2 days, so that's 15 clams per night dig. We were able to dig a little during the daytime this time, for the first time this season that I've been able to do that, and I ended up getting 30 clams myself. So
oh yeah, that's how you do it right there.
I think this will be my last time that I do any razor clam digging. I've done it 3 times this year, and I've got my freezers fairly full of clams, so I don't need to do it anymore. But I wanted to show you just a little bit
of the weather we had on the last day of our clam dig, where we had a campfire right there on the beach with Chef Troy and his folks. And what a spectacular evening to sit around the fire and look at the ocean and look at some of the stars that came across. It was spectacular. If you ever get a chance to go to Lake Quinault, it is absolutely worth it. I appreciate you watching. Take care of yourself. We'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.